Morning, profitable traders. Welcome to today's market color session, being the 20th of August 2025. So good to have each and every one of you, Gabriel, Esther, and Simon Jonathan. Right, for this segment of the market color session, I'll be analyzing GBP USD, EURUSD, and DXY. Right after that, my colleague will be coming up for his analysis on gold and the end basket. Please allow to crave our indulgence. Kindly share the link to this market color with as many people as possible so that a lot of people can get to participate in what we have ongoing here. If this is your first time joining in, you're very much welcome. We do this every day, Monday to Friday, without fail, except of course on public holidays and major holidays. Okay, so starting off with DXY. Sorry about that. Starting off with the XY on the monthly time frame, right here on the monthly time frame, of course, overall price has been bullish. Coming down here, we saw a sweep of this liquidity and we're seeing some break to the downside. On the weekly time frame also, we've seen a clear of this low right here and we've seen more push to the downside. But coming down to the weekly time frame, we saw price take out this high at 98.964 on the daily time frame, and we saw price retracing. So fibbing this most recent swing from point A to point B right here, price traded into 78.6% fib level, and we've seen some moves to the upside coming down to the 4-hour time frame too. We've been speculating that we wanted to see price trade into this left shoulder at 97.727, and of course we're seeing that happen already. Shoulder right here, sweep break to the upside, price traded into this left shoulder, and we're seeing some move to the upside. So coming down to the 15 minutes time frame to look out for buy opportunities on the XY. This is where I'll be interested in taking the buy on the XY. Right at this left shoulder at 97.992, shoulder, sweep, break to the upside. Once I see price retracing to this left shoulder at 97.992, I'd be willing to take the buy on the XY. So my bias for today on the XY is I'm willing to long the XY. And of course, trading USD card, USDJPY, and saying that there's going to be strength in the dollar, I will be looking out for opportunities on these dollar correlated pairs. And of course, I'll be looking out for sell opportunities on both EURUSD and GBP/USD. So right down to GBP/USD. So on monthly time frame for GBP/USD, overall, we're seeing some bearish move, right? And coming down here, we saw a clear of this high at 1.34820. And coming down to the weekly time frame, we also saw a break of this high right here, establishing the fact that, you know, on the much higher time frames, GU is kind of bullish. But coming down to the daily time frame, of course, we saw a break of this low right here, a change of character, a break of structure, and what have you. Price was supposed to, you know, form a higher high right here, but instead we saw price forming this low, which is way, this high rather, which is way lower than previous high. So seeing that price didn't take out the high at 1.35891, and price just traded into this very high right here. And once we saw price tap into this resistance, we started seeing some reaction of that point. So coming down to the 4-hour time frame, also, we saw price trade into this resistance, and we're seeing some push to the downside. Where do I think this sell-off will be headed towards? So there's the classic box pattern right here, shoulder at 1 spot 331,132, sweep to the downside, break to the upside. This is what I want to see price do. For price to retrace right back into this left shoulder, and we will see some push to the upside rather. So for now and for today, I'm looking out to short Euro USD. So coming right down to the 15 minutes time frame, looking out for short opportunities, sell opportunities on Euro USD. There's the classic box pattern right here. Shoulder at 1 spot 35211, sweep to the upside, break to the downside. All we want to see price do is for price to retrace back into this left shoulder at 1 spot 35211. And once price gets there, I'm willing to take short opportunities on GBP USD. I beg your pardon. Again, reiterating, I want to see price retrace into this left shoulder. And once I see price do that, I'm willing to short and sell GBP USD. I beg your pardon. Yes, I'm willing to short GBP USD. Please kindly take note of the price points that is being called out right here, so that once price gets to our various points of interest, we'll do well to take the opportunities in the market. Lastly, on Euro USD, the monthly time frame as seen right here, we're seeing breaks to the downside. Overall is a bearish move, right? So, and then right here we saw a sweep of this liquidity all the way to the upside, and coming down to the weekly time frame too, we saw a break of this high, the high at 1 spot 11794 on the weekly time frame, and coming down to the daily time frame. On daily time frame, we're seeing something way different from what we've seen from the higher time frames, the monthly and weekly time frame. So we're seeing a change of character, most likely a change of character, obviously, I beg your pardon. So we're supposed to see price from a higher high, right? We were supposed to see that this next high was meant to be, higher than the previous high, but instead we saw a lower high being formed, and eventually we saw this break of structure, change of character and break of structure, indicating that we should be looking out for sell opportunities on Euro USD. So fibbing this recent swing from point A to point B, we saw that price tapped into 61.8% fib level, held off that point, and we've seen some reaction of that level. Coming down to the 4-hour time frame also, all we saw price do was price tapped into this fair value gap right here. Price tapped into this fair value gap, and we're seeing some sort of reaction of that level on the 4-hour time frame, coming down to the all right, something to take note of too on the weekly, on 4-hour time frame, I beg your pardon, I can spot the classic box pattern also for a buy. That is if there is no box pattern failure. So shoulder at 1 spot 15202, sweep to the downside, break to the upside. This is what we want to see price do. We want to see price retrace right into this left shoulder, and once price does that, we're willing to maybe buy Euro USD. But for today, I'm looking out for a sell-off on Euro USD and establishing the fact from the daily time frame that we've seen a break of structure and a change of character. I'm most likely going to be looking out for sell opportunities. And of course, for this left shoulder and 4-hour time frames over a long period of time before price sells off into this left shoulder. So coming down to the 15 minutes time frame, let's see if we can look out for sell opportunities. On the 15 minutes time frame, I can also spot the classic box pattern, shoulder at 1 spot 16842, sweep to the upside, break to the downside. All we want to see price do is for price to retrace right back into this left shoulder at 1 spot 16840. And once price gets there, I'm willing to short Euro USD. So my buyers on DXY is a buy, and my buyers on Euro USD and GBP USD are sales. Please, if you have questions at this point, or if you have a different bias from everything that has been analyzed, please do feel free to type in chat box, and we'll be looking at what you're seeing together. While we're doing that, the ATM cash flow training starts today, the 20th of August, through to Friday, the 22nd of August, 2025. Registration is closed, but you can always register for the next month's edition. For more inquiries on how to go about that, you can chat us up on 081 60 99 50 30. And registration for the FX Bootcamp training, our premium course for currency trading, is currently ongoing. Chat up to register for the training. You can chat us up on 081 60 99 50 30. The box pattern strategy is just one over the many strategies we use in entering the market. We have others that we use in entering the market. So again, to register for the FX Bootcamp training, chat us up on 081 60 99 50 30, and we will be helping you out with the registration. Please, if you have questions, you can still type in the chat box. If there are no questions yet, we'll be going on a very brief break, and CJ will be coming up for his analysis on gold and the yen basket. So do not go anywhere. We'll be back very shortly for the next segment of today's market color session.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the market color for today, the 20th of August, 2025. We're excited to have you all here. I'll be proceeding with this market color as we take a look at one or two currency indices. And then we'll be looking at the gold spots, and then GBP, JPY, and EURJPY. Okay, so these are the things that we have in mind for today's market color. So we're going to be looking at these things shortly. Now, the first thing that we're looking at is gold against the dollar. Now, if you look at gold closely, you see that, like we said a couple of weeks ago, gold is still in this range. So we're maintaining that bias of gold being within that range. Okay. Now, the next thing that we would want to also note about gold is that we expected it to sell off to this region right here. So you can see it is just playing that out. Now, if you remember, we said we wanted to sell gold from this fair value gap on the daily time frame, this daily fair value gap. You can see that gold traded into the fair value gap and started selling. So it has just been playing out according to our analysis so far. And then this was the level we mentioned on the 4-hour time frame. That was last week, Wednesday. You can see how gold traded into it and then started selling off afterwards. Now, the target we're looking at is this level here. We're expecting gold to sell off all the way to this level right here. So let's look out for possible trades to take for today, as we have a clear sell bias for gold to the downside. One of the places on the 15 minutes time frame that caught my interest is somewhere around here. I want to see what gold is going to do somewhere around here. I'm expecting to take off this liquidity, trade into this left shoulder, and then sell off. This is like our classic box pattern that we've always analyzed here on the floor. So we want to see something like this, and then a sell off to the downside. So for gold this morning, I'm expecting a quick buy. So I'll be looking out for a buy on gold into this region here. The moment price takes out this liquidity level right here, then I'll be exiting any buy position I'm in. So I want to see gold buy into this level, take out this liquidity, and then sell off to the downside afterwards. So we'll be expecting a position like this to be taken. If this is too much, then you can look for a smaller lot or a smaller risk to reward. Okay. So, but I'm very comfortable with having this as my gold setup for today. So I'll be looking to buy gold. Once I see it give me an entry to the upside, I'll buy it into here and then sell it afterwards. The stop loss is something around 64 pips. Take profits around 264 pips. That gives us a risk to reward ratio of around 1:4. Yeah, so that is what we're expecting for gold this morning. So looking at this right now, I'm looking out for gold to see if I would get a good sell. And then if I get a good sell, I'll be buying, to get a good buy rather, then I'll buy it all the way to the upside. I want to see gold maybe retrace somewhere around here, and then I'll buy it to the upside, okay? I'll not want to just, because it's a retracement, I'll not just want to buy it blindly. So I would want to wait to see it maybe retrace into the high of the Asian session, which is somewhere around here, and then I'll buy to the upside. After buying to the upside, I'll be looking to sell it off from here. So either price buys from my point of interest, or it gets here and then I sell. Either ways, I've set a good trap for gold and I'm expecting it to fall in, and I'll get a good entry on gold this morning. Okay, so this is what I'm expecting to play out on gold for today. So if I see the sell entry, I would be sure to I'll try as much as I can to update you guys on the Telegram group so that you'd be well aware of the entry. Okay, so that is what we're expecting on gold this morning. Now let's look at the next thing that we're expecting to play out, which is on the yen basket. So we're expecting a trade on the yen pairs. So we'll look at the yen basket quickly, and then I'll show you the trades that I'm expecting on the yen basket this morning. And one more thing for gold, if we see an entry signature, maybe we see like a morning star pattern printing on gold this morning, then we're going to be taking the trades to the upside, okay? So it's something I think you should also note. Now let's move over to the yen basket. Now looking at the yen basket on the higher time frame, we'd see that the yen basket has been making a surge to the upside, and we have strongly been in that bias that we're expecting the yen basket to keep buying to the upside. So if you look at the daily time frame, it's been making that surge, and we have been following it accordingly. And by that, we've been selling the yen pairs. Now, if you see on the 4-hour time frame as well, there's been a clean break of structure on the 4-hour time frame, which you're expecting to be maintained all the way to the upside moving forward. So we're expecting the yen basket to keep buying all the way to the upside. Now, the next thing that we are expecting on the yen basket right now is for it to just give a good retracement. One of the places I was expecting that retracement to happen was here. That was yesterday, but it didn't get all the way there. But I'm still expecting to see a retracement somewhere around this region here. And then I'll be taking a buy to the upside. So I'm expecting a retracement all the way here. And then I would allow it. I'll look for a place to now join the buy to the upside. So with this, the yen basket is still a buy. We're expecting a retracement before continuation. Now let's look at how that applies to the trades we can take on the yen basket, starting off with GBP/JPY. Now for GBP/JPY, we're still expecting a deeper sell. Like you can see that there was buy side inefficiency here. It was just buying only, and there was no sell side. So we're expecting this to give us a very deep retracement before the continuation back to the upside. Okay, so I'm expecting that retracement somewhere around here before it continues buying back to the upside. If you look at it also on the 4-hour time frame, you see that it is long overdue for a retracement. So we can measure, seeing that price has started breaking structure, we can measure this way. As we are expecting it to get down, we're looking at somewhere around here. There was a huge void somewhere around here. So I'm expecting these guys to come all the way to this level here. This is where I'm expecting it to get to. Once it gets to this level, then I'll start looking for buys. But for now, I'm looking for sales on GBP, JPY. Now let's look at the trades that we're looking out for today on GBP, JPY. For GBP, JPY, just like the end basket, I'm expecting it to retrace. Although GBP, JPY has done its own retracement, but I didn't expect it to give us this impulsive move to the upside. However, we'll still watch out to see what is going on or what is playing out here. I'm expecting a retracement again on GBP, JPY, maybe one more touch into this 4-hour fair value gap, maybe all the way to 50% of the fair value gap. So if you measure this and then you try to mark out 50% of the fair value gap, that should give us somewhere around here. Okay, so this is about 50% of the fair value gap here. So we might see GBP, JPY retrace into this level here. After retracing into this level, then to start selling off afterwards. So we'll be watching out. So I'm looking forward to a sell-off on GBP, JPY from this level here. Let me call out the price, 199.422. Once it gets into that level, I'll be expecting the sell to the downside afterwards, okay? So this is what I'm looking out for on GBP, JPY. I want to get a good sell from here and then run it all the way to the downside. So something like this, all the way here, and then back here. So around here, we can now start looking for any entry signature, which one would likely be this guy here. So we can wait for GBP, JPY to somewhere around here. Once you get to this level here, I'll be taking a sell to the downside. So we can have a markup like this. So this is what I'm expecting on GBP, JPY today. Expecting to go ahead and sweep out all this liquidity here. So you can have this chart markup replicated as well. Once we see GBP, JPY in this region, then we'll start looking forward to a sell to the downside. Okay, so this is what I'm looking out for: a sell-off on GBP, JPY. Please be replicating this chart on your own charting platform, and also do your own little analysis if you can, so that you would have you have a way of verifying the trades if it's in line with what you like to trade. So I'm looking forward to a GBP, JPY sell, and this is my setup for this morning. Then for EURJPY, I'm looking forward to something very similar, but I would want to see what happens when both of them get there, because EURJPY is still looking like a good sell. I'm expecting a long sell to the downside, because I mean, you can see how far gone this buy has been, and we're expecting the sell-off all the way to this 50 or 61% level. Same thing on the 4-hour time frame, we had a break of structure. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, was it last week Wednesday, was it? Or I think last week Wednesday, we said we wanted to see this guy into this I think it was a 4-hour or 1-hour mitigation block. Yeah, 1-hour breaker block rather. We said we wanted to see what is going to happen when EURJPY traded into this place. So you can see all the things we discussed last week Wednesday. Price has actually played out. So we said either EURJPY enters this level here or this level here. You can see it entered the first one and then gave this very sweet sell. I hope we made money from this sell, because I mean, when this thing was selling, I was really hoping that as many people as possible were making money from it, because it's clearly what we analyzed, that once price gets into this breaker block here, we're going to be taking a sell. Now for today's analysis, we're looking forward to seeing price make a move from this level here, this other block right here. We want to see if price is going to make a move from that particular order block. The moment it sells from there, we'll be taking a good sell to the downside the moment price moves from this level. Okay, so this is what I'm expecting to happen. When price moves from this level to the downside, then we'll be expecting the sell-off afterwards. All right, so that is my expectation. That is my bias on EURJPY. Now, if we look at the what's it called now, 15 minutes time frame, we'll get a very clear entry, which is right here. Okay, exactly, right here. So at this particular place where price is, I'm expecting a sell. So in this case, I'll just wait to see a rejection candle from here on the 5 minutes or on the 15 minutes time frame. Once I see a rejection candle, I'm slamming the sell to the downside. So you might not even need to wait for me to send you the markup once I'm getting into the trade. Once you see a rejection candle in the form of a doji or an engulfing candle or something that looks like an evening star pattern, we are taking a sell on EURJPY to the downside once we see something like that, okay? So the same thing we are expecting for GBP-JPY. You can see GBP-JPY has already gotten into our point of interest. Right now, we're just waiting for any sign of confirmation on 5 minutes time frame. And in this case, we're looking for a rejection candle. If I see a doji, see an engulfing candle, if I see, what's it called? Now, if I see an evening star pattern printing out. So let me show you quickly what an evening star pattern is. This is a morning star pattern where we had this 1, 2, 3. Let me quickly show you an evening star so that once we leave this analysis this morning, you'll be able to take advantage of the trades once they get in line with what we're looking out for. So I want to see something that looks like this. Not exactly, but something like this, 1, 2, 3. So I want to see this candle, this doji or hammer candle, and then this full-bodied candle. Once I see something like this 3 setup here, that's an evening star pattern. I'll be taking the sell. If I see an engulfing where price would engulf the other, when the candle will engulf the previous one, I'll be taking. If I see a rejection candle like a doji from here, I'll be taking myself. So be looking out for the 5 minutes and 15 minutes time frame. If we see any of these things that I've mentioned on the 5 minutes or 15 minutes time frame, we are taking a sell of EURJPY and GBP-JPY. Okay, so you can spread. So this is what I'll do. If I have maybe a plan of taking 2 standard lots on these 2, I'll put 1 lot on GBP-JPY, 1 lot on EURJPY. Okay, so you can spread your risk across board if everything plays out. But if it doesn't play out, we are not seeing any rejections, then you know that this other block is not holding price. We'll target the next one above. Okay, but if it's holding price, then we're selling it to the downside. Okay, so I hope this is clear enough for everyone. All right, so thank you very much, everyone who has joined today's market color. It was a wonderful time sharing our analysis with you. Now, if you have any question as regards what we have shared and analyzed so far, please always feel free to ask your question, and then we would be willing to answer whatever question you have at any point in time. Okay. Now, we have our trainings as usual. If you want to learn how to analyze the market, just like we're doing here, and then you can apply it to various currency pairs or various instruments you want to analyze on your own, then you should be signing up for our trainings by sending us a message on Telegram or on WhatsApp. I'll be sure to guide you through. Okay. Thank you very much. We'll see you again by 2 p.m. GMT+1 for the New York market color. Until then, we wish you good luck and good trading.
So I passed a 50K prop challenge last month with 3 trades using the exact strategy we use in the academy. And guess what? The phase 2 of that challenge, I passed it with just a single trade with that same strategy. And this is not just only me, there are other students in the academy that they've been able to pass their prop challenge, right? Phase 1, phase 2 across different prop firms. If this is something you want to do, I mean, you want to pass your prop firm account phase 1, phase 2, and also getting funded and also making payouts from that same account, or you want to increase your profitability on your personal funded accounts, then this is a community you want to belong to. The registration for the FX Bootcamp August edition is open, and you do well to send a DM to the number showing on your screen to get you registered. I look forward to seeing you